What's happening, Booth Junkies? Mike Delgadio here, back with another video. Today we're going to talk about auditioning and slating. When I get an audition, I usually try and work out my audition, and I keep all of my previous takes, something that I can go back and use as reference. So I'd just like to show you, in a previous video, I talked about how if you're using the voiceover template that I'm using and naming each one of your projects into its own subdirectory, rather than creating a million tiny audition projects, you can create one big project. I do it per month, and I just keep track of all of my auditions in that one spot. And you can use the regions and markers feature to mark out each one of them if you want to go back and have them for reference. So I'd like to show you sort of how I go through and work out an audition, and at the end I'll show you how I slate. So let's take a look at the screen here. This was for, I forget what this was for. Let's take a listen and see what it's for. So how many mornings do you wake up and say, you know, I think I'm going to make a delicious gourmet sandwich on specialty bread for lunch today? For a sandwich shop, for a local convenience store that sells sandwiches. And so I'm not going to play the whole thing because I think it might be under NDA. But so what I do is I go through and I keep track of all of my different takes. And you can see I even go through and I edit some of them, trying to get the timing down as I'm working through it. So I'll try different inflections. I'll try different things. So as I listen back to the audition, I'll try and find if there's a word that I can amp up or I can tweak. If I go down on a word, maybe I should go up on the word. And I just try and go through and find the right emotion, the right timbre, and if there's any words that I can hit over and over again. Which on specialty bread for lunch today? Seriously, who has today? Seriously, who has time for that? Well, they do, because now they have new they ounce bottle of Coke for just $5. So go ahead. You can see I go through and I try all different ways of finding the different emotions in the different sentences, how I want to try and convey it. Do I want to be happy? Do I want to be sad? Do I want to be serious? Do I want to do it a couple of different ways? And then once I think I have it, I will go through and I will add a slate for when I submit it through my talent agency. And the way I slate, a lot of people will do like this big extravagant thing for slate. For me, a slate should be less than 3 to 4 seconds at most. I like to just say my name, and if I'm auditioning for a role or a brand, or if I'm auditioning for a specific spot, I might say that. And then I'll say the number of takes I'm going to send to them. But I want them to be listening to the audition and not spending time hearing my life story as a voice actor. So we'll go through and I'll just play you what my slate sounds like. Hey there, it's Mike Delgadio with 2 takes. Here's take 1. So how many mornings do you wake up and say, you know... There's the beginning. And here's take 2. And so I just put those in between the takes. And I try and keep the slate somewhere in the vicinity of the emotion of the spot I'm doing. So if I'm doing a down medical spot, I'm not, hey, this is Mike Delgadio with 2 takes for you. It'll be, hey, this is Mike Delgadio with 2 takes for you. Here's take 1. If I'm doing an upbeat spot, I'll be like, hey, this is Mike Delgadio with 2 takes for it. Or if I happen to know the person that I'm going to be sending the audition to, so if there's somebody who's hearing me again for the 3rd or 4th time, I might say, hey, Bob, it's Mike Delgadio here. I've got 2 takes for you. Or, hey, Bob, here's 2 takes of the 30-second spot for you. Here's take 1. And try and get a little bit of recognition back in there. Say, oh, yeah, I've spoken with Mike before, just to give you maybe that little tiny of an edge. So if you know who the name of the person that you're going to be auditioning for, I think it helps to put that in there. But really, your slate should be 3 or 4 seconds. Even if I'm on a pay-to-play site where I'm not allowed to say my name, I will still slate, and I just won't say my name. I'll still say, hey, I have 2 takes for you. That way they know to listen and hopefully listen to the second take where you're going to give something slightly different on the second take. So that's the way I slate. My name, the product, or my name, the character, my name, the spot, and then how many takes I have. Hey, this is Mike Delgadio for McDonald's, or hey, this is Mike Delgadio for the part of Barney. I have 2 takes for you. Here's take 1. Here's take 2. And that's the exact way I slate. And then I just put that, here's take 2. I just cut it and add it into the second half of the in between the two audition takes, just using the ripple editing part. And I just pop it right in between there, package that little section up, and send it off as an MP3. I hope this helps for you. Now, get in your booth and audition for something amazing.